my dear ladies and gentlemen, now we will see how to implement the project-based learning in your classrooms. I'm going to give 5 important steps. It can seem daunting when using project-based learning in your classroom for the first time. However, small steps can lead to huge strides. The project-based learning isn't something schools master in a matter of weeks or even months, even the colleges and universities. Instead, it is more a journey that unfolds year after year. As teachers develop their practice, learn with their students, and grow through experience. Some steps to start with. Number 1, start with small, well-orchestrated changes. So here, the teachers are advised to start with small and well-orchestrated changes. Select a few targeted goals you wish to work on this year with regards to project-based learning. And then focus on doing those things well, concentrating on the growth. This might mean keeping the scope and duration of a project to a minimum time and using or renovating an existing project and taking the time to get meaningful feedback from both the students and a relevant professional. You need to approach a relevant professional to make sure whether you're traveling in the right path. And number 2, look at things from a student's point of view, because we always have a habit of looking from our side. So please be very empathetic and look from the student's point of view. You can gain insight into how to get started with project-based learning by flipping your perspective and looking at it from a student's point of view. Think about what questions they might have when it comes to this new way of learning. Provide them with valuable, easy to understand resources to help them make sense of PBL as a concept and the practical steps once they are engaged in the process. The project-based learning often requires many skills that students may not be used to, such as researching, summarizing, problem solving, working as a team, learning and spot fake news, etc. A good idea is to use any early foray into project-based learning to build these skills in a fun way. Let it start as a fun. Number 3, hold an immersive multi-day workshop. Many educators who have been successful with PBL say that the ideal way to get into it is through an immersive multi-day workshop. This can be facilitated independently with somebody familiar with PBL practices at your school, college, or university. However, in most cases, it will be necessary to bring in an external facilitator who is an experienced PBL practitioner into the mix. Number 4, generate potential project ideas. This is very, very important. There are plenty of places online teachers can find inspiration for possible project ideas to kick off. For example, you can find over 60 gold standard PBL project ideas in Google. However, online is not the only place to look to for ideas. Common types of projects include addressing a real-world problem, example, climate change, and meeting a design challenge, creating physical or digital artifact or a piece of writing, developing a plan, producing an event, or providing a service, etc. Number 3, exploring an abstract question. For example, when is violence justified, etc. Then conducting an investigation. For example, an historical event or a natural phenomenon. And then taking a position on an issue, such as a present day or historical controversy. So inspiration can be found all around us as current events, business needs in the local community, or even the current curriculum or content standards. What is it you're looking to teach? Remember, if it doesn't fit, don't force it. Selecting a theme is very, very important, but don't force subjects where they don't belong. If things aren't gelling, find another theme. Ideas such as fair trading and immigration can open up many topics. It may also help the mindful teachers working outside their specialization. And last but not the least, number 5, think about assessment. It's important to also think about how any project-based work will be assessed. Plan and communicate the success criteria for students. The most common way in project-based learning is to give a rubric or success criteria at the start. Don't make it too wordy, however, or with too many granular checkpoints. So it's all in your hand, my dear ladies and gentlemen, and my dear teachers. Try to implement this project-based learning in your school or your college or your university with your students and explore more by experience. Take feedback from these students and also relevant professional in that area. Stay blessed and please leave your feedback. Thank you.